Hey, good morning, Brayton. Good morning, Jenna. I'm so happy that people are coming in before 12 noon because it means the world to me to know that people really take time management serious. It's going to be probably the number one thing that I'm going to have to be careful of. If people don't respect
Hmm.
each other's time, I'm going to have a tough time really, becoming a magnet drawing energy in. So, um, we're going to have an agenda that will be in the chat. So when the people straggle in up to 12:05, I'm going to put the chat into the box because we have a lot of exciting things going on. As a person who's 68 years of age, I can tell you this is the most exciting time of my life right now. And I have a lot of expectation and hope that everybody will feel the same maybe 40 years from now.
Gotcha. Did you get
Um,
my did you get my link? My Eventbrite link.
oh, I didn't have to plug in. Okay, can you guys hear me better now?
I can hear you.
Okay, good, got it. And Brayden, I think, and four other people were able to submit an Eventbrite,
Hmm.
and we're going to recognize those Eventbrites. But I believe, and I'm going to take a poll to see if we can give people another couple of days, and for a Monday meeting to see if we can use that Monday to get the final um, submissions for the people who want to participate in it. I think there's going to be in this meeting a chance to talk to people about what that meant in terms of a challenge, or what I call reverse engineering learning, is to give people a challenge so that they can learn based on doing something. And I don't think a lot of people may be familiar with that kind of I call it learning, is challenge based learning. Because I
Got it.
know that I never had anybody challenge me to do the solution to a problem. And so it's a new way of trying to, get people to ask questions so they can say, "Hey, I'm not ready for that." So I'm going to give everybody a chance to figure out, what that process of challenge-based learning could be, and if we use it or not. So
Got it.
so I'm going to give people another. Well, it's 12:01, so I'm going to go up to 12:05.
All right.
Hey, when we're waiting for people to come on to the meeting, should I play some background music, some elevator music? Really? Okay. All right.
You play the saxophone?
Hey, Brayden, yeah, come on, give us a little solo, man.
Unfortunately, my saxophones, both of them, are in the car.
Okay. All right. All right. Next time, man, have the saxophone at the ready. That would be a lot better impromptu than just picking out some elevator music. Hey, Manir,
Oh, sir, how are you?
bro, I'm hanging, man. I'm hanging, man. We have some exciting things to ponder. We've got some of our soldiers on. We're waiting for at least four other people I know who
Okay.
are part of the leadership team to be part of this meeting. So I'm going to give it up to 12:05, and to really take advantage of your presence. We'll start, and then everybody else is just to fall in in this space. So we won't do any introductions until 12:05, and then at that point we'll start.
Okay. Sounds good.
And everybody that's on the call, for at least the first 15 minutes, I need your cameras on, no avatars. Give it a couple more minutes. Okay, another minute. Okay, guys, we're going to start without an agenda. I'm not going to use the agenda, so I'm not going to put anything in the chat box. So this is for Friday, May 30th. Is that obviously we're getting close to what we want to do to announce that the HART training program is going to connect to the apprenticeship program and start very shortly. And we'll be making all announcements via email, not text. So people are using the text messaging for communications. We're not going to be using that to be able to give you guys updates. And I won't be putting stuff into Instagram or LinkedIn or any other form of communication. So be very mindful that we're going to have to use our email. Does anybody have a problem with email? Let me know. Uh-oh. Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to introduce Munir Mahmood, who is the benefactor for the apprenticeship program. The apprenticeship program has not started yet. We have been in a boot camp for the last 4 months. So all the activities and all the experiences, field trips, and everything you guys have done have not counted towards the apprenticeship program. The most important thing is that we've learned a lot about what not to do and preparing ourselves to enter into a professional space and deal with a relationship that I believe is priceless to all of us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everybody to open up their microphones because I'm going to have Munir talk, but I want you to be able to respond right after he finishes talking with an introduction to who you are and how you plan on impacting the program. Okay, so Munir, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everybody. As Kevin so eloquently has already explained, I'm Munir Mahmood. I work for Kevin Hart at Heartbeat Studios. I run his facility. We have 2 buildings that are approximately 40,000 square feet. We call them stage 1 and stage 2. Part of what I do there is just day-to-day operations, but then also creating opportunities, creating projects, and workshops to use at our space. It's a highly functioning TV and film studio. We do a lot of in-house productions there, a lot of Kevin's commercials, voiceovers. We have a music studio. We also do some third-party rentals, but when we're not operating in that space where we're, monetizing it or using it as a factory for Kevin and our projects, I've carved out some space where I want to be able to create programs, and I did so with Kevin like this, like the DAKAR HART program. So what we're looking for is we're just looking for people that have an aptitude and an interest in working in TV and film. As long as you have that, we can start, because what we want to do is we want to broaden your horizons. We want to show you all of the other opportunities that are in that space that fall in between being a director and being an actor. You know what I mean? There are hundreds of gigs in between there. So some of those things you guys are already very aware of. And through this program, we're hoping that we can shed some light and kind of show you guys some of those other opportunities. Um, and then obviously, we will have workshops. We'll bring in our experts and our mentors to talk to you guys about what they do, how they got started, just to let you know that it's real, that if you have an interest, there is a way for you to get from where you are now to where they are, as far as, experts in their field, professionals working in the space, and doing something that they never dreamed they could do. So, if this sounds like it's something you guys would be interested in, I'm assuming it is because you guys are all on, and Kevin brought you here, and I know Kevin, this is part of his recruitment. So, I expect that we're going to have an amazing first run at this. Once we launch this thing, it's going to pick up steam pretty fast. So, again, I'm excited that you guys are going to be our first cohort in this, and hopefully we can get this thing going pretty soon. So, I appreciate you guys all for signing on and being part of it.
Wow. Thank you, Mahmoud. Thank you, Munir. Mahmoud. Thank you very much, because again, you've talked to certain groups of people online before, but this is the first time that I've actually been able to get a crew of people to meet you where we're actually at the intersection of launch and preparation.
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask everybody to do is open up your microphones, because I'm going to go in a random fashion and ask you guys to introduce yourself, where you came from in terms of either academics or work experience, so that you can introduce yourself to Munir, and then we'll have a chance to do some Q&A afterwards. So everybody open up your mics, because I see a lot of closed mics. Everybody open up your microphones. Okay, great. The very first person I'm going to pick on is Kevin.
Hi, my name's Kevin. I've been in the film industry for roughly 10 years. I've done mostly editing, but I've been able to direct a few big music videos as well. I would put myself in like a storyteller's lane. I don't really like use a camera yet. I hire DPs for that, but I think I'm really good at putting together a story, and then my experience in editing really helps that out. Because usually when I'm directing something, I already know what I want it to look like by the end of it, and then we just shoot for that. But yeah, that's my experience, directing music videos and editing a bunch of different kinds of things.
Great, thank you, Kevin. I'll stay with the K's. I'm gonna go with Kayla.
Hello, my name is Kayla Sanchez, and I've been mostly on the talent side of film and entertainment, but I also do content creation and videos editing and different things of that sort. I am totally in for this particular projects or programs because I think that makes me grow as a professional, as a person, also within my career aspects. I love to participate. I love to be involved in anything that I could be part of and be a team player, also be a collaborator, even if it's volunteering or creating any type of content, putting in something together. I love participating and just, learning about this field, as I've also taken college courses in acting, theater, and film. And that's pretty much how I got involved in this competitive but also creative workspace.
Okay. And Kayla, if you can you tell Munir and everybody else how we met and where you came from prior to, this experience?
Yes, we met through the LA County Lita Divide in the Internal Services Department, which worked in association with the DAKAR Foundation, putting in talent or interns who are interested in the film and television industry that want to be part of this. That also provide technology and connect and bridge the gap for underserved communities who need computer and literacy growth and support So that's pretty much how we met. We help over 10 million community members from California primarily, and as well as other states, to bring the word and bring the program initiative to help others grow in their technology skills and abilities. So that's how we actually connected through the LA County,
Right.
the divide.
Right. In other words, she's the person who worked with the team who gave us the computers. We've given out 75 computers through Delete the Divide, and hope
Love
to
that.
have a great, future in helping them help us be leaders in the space of digital and financial equity. Okay, thank you, Kayla. All right, staying with the K's. Keon, introduce yourself, sir.
Hello. First of all, I want to say, Munir, it's a pleasure to, meet you and, be able to discover who you are as a human being, but more so as a creative and really branch off and understand what that's like. My name is Keon Thomas Hill. I'm an actor, writer, producer, new member of, DAKAR Foundation, but I've been a change agent also in my community, being involved with organizations all over Los Angeles, and also newly found apprentice, a part of NBC Universal. And I've been involved with different things in the entertainment field as far as different opportunities. So I might look to branch off and just learn more as I aim to go on this journey with you and Kevin Hart. Been looking up to his work for the longest time. I remember when I was a kid and I was like, I want to work with Kevin Hart. Oh my God, I want to act with him one day. I want to do all these different things. So really being able to be in this space, it's amazing.
Love
Okay.
that.
Right, and I will add, he said when he was a kid, he's only 18.
He was a little kid.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so are we done with the K's? Yeah, I think so. So we're going to go now with the J's. Jenna, if you can introduce yourself and where you just graduated from.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to meet you all. My name is Jenna Griffin. I am a recent graduate from California State University, Northridge. I graduated with my major in screenwriting for film and television and a minor in gender and women's studies. I just recently graduated, so I'm just kind of putting pieces together, meeting everybody I can, getting my foot in places that I can. I would say that some of my top strengths are my organization skills and my eye for detail. So that has helped me in my roles as production assistant and an associate producer for a short film that will be coming out in September. Along with that, I got my degree in screenwriting and I have a passion for development and storytelling. So my end goal is to become a development executive.
Okay, thank you, Jenna. Okay, again, this is really random, real random. I'm going to go with next, and just for the sake of time, X, are you able to join us? Because I know you're traveling right now.
Yes, hello everyone. I apologize for having to be camera off. I am traveling, so my Wi-Fi is terrible. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Many of us have connected already. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. I'm really excited to be able to bring some of my technology background to the apprenticeship program and start thinking about what the future of filmmaking looks like. So myself, I've been a software engineer for 20 years. I've been in artificial intelligence the last 13. I worked at Microsoft. I worked at Google, created my own research teams at Google that touched over 50 Google products, worked on the very early versions of Gemini. And now I have my own AI consulting firm. So I do AI products for like a lot of big Fortune 500s, L'Oreal, Mozilla, LG, SAP. And so being able to take this cutting edge knowledge of what the future of content and filmmaking looks like, whether it be AI assisted or whether it be whatever new technology comes out, how do we start preparing our communities to lead the shape and the direction of that future, as opposed to being responders to a future someone else's imagination shaped. So making it so that these students and these apprentices can not only question in their storytelling methods, but also have access to the latest cutting edge tools to be able to tell more stories at higher quality.
Wow, thank you, X.
Love that.
Okay. Michael Javier.
Hi. Can you hear me?
We got you.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name's Mike Javier. So I got actually recommended this whole apprenticeship program by a friend of mine who's part of a small production team, Zelcrum Productions, and I actually do have a little bit of experience of working in short films and school projects and some of my own personal stuff. I just loved like being part of like a whole like production team and just working on it and doing it for like few years. And I just recently just got graduated from college, and now I just want to like find a place where I could like you know get my foot in the door and stuff.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. Okay, everybody be on ready with your mics on if you haven't spoken yet. Sayana.
Hello, I'm Sayana. My main passion actually comes from music. I'm a singer-songwriter, but I also have an acting degree, and I'm extremely like passionate for acting and also everything that happens behind the scenes in film and music. I also have a music business certificate. And I feel like what I bring to the table most is like a huge passion for idea development. I love bringing ideas to life, whether that's for a video or an event or anything creative, basically. And I feel like that's a huge skill that I can definitely bring to the table because I'm so passionate about it. Um, and yeah, I heard about the apprenticeship through Brayden, who's also on the call. And it really spoke to me, and I'm happy to be here and to contribute my own skill set.
Okay, thank you, Sayana. And where did you recently graduate from, or did you graduate from?
UCLA Extension. I got a music business certificate there.
Fantastic. Okay, speaking of Brayden, can you introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, and I am a little different amongst the others. I actually have well, for starters, my name is Brayton Kroom. I also go by Be Able. I am a saxophonist, rapper, singer, actor. I live in Los Angeles, California. Um, unlike some of those people here, I do not have a performing arts degree. I have a master's degree in accounting. So I work on the administrative side for DAKAR as well as being an apprentice in the film industry. I do have some experience working on short films, behind the scenes, as well as in front of the camera. I am on the autism spectrum. I'm neurodivergent. So one thing I always try to do through my music is through everything actually that I do is to inspire others to see the able and not the label.
Love it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brayden. Love it. Love it. Okay. Next, I'm going to go with let me see here. This is random. Yapet.
Hi, everybody. My name is Yafet Preston. I'm a student at CSUN going into my senior year. I'm studying business administration, systems, and operations. One day I want to aspire to be a talent manager. And I met the DAKAR Foundation by visiting the Kevin Hart Studios. It was a really good time, and I'm hoping I can learn more about management and just learn more about working with talent.
Okay, great. I'm also going to ask if you can just raise your hand in the air. You don't have to do it with the little icon. If you have not been to Heartbeat Studios, Brayton, Sayana, Becker, and Michael. Okay, great. All right, gives me a little bit better idea. Okay. Speaking of, okay, go ahead, Kayla. Oh, you haven't. Okay, you haven't. Okay, there's 5.
Yeah.
And there's more people who either are in the program or couldn't make the meeting that have done some version of a tour / open house. So we'll be doing kind of an inventory of everybody that South Bay Web Alex Caballo will give us a complete list of everybody who has made the cut and who's now onboarded to be part of what we're going to embark on very soon. So I'm going to go to Becker. If you can, introduce yourself, sir.
All right, everybody. I'm Becker, and I'm currently a student at El Camino studying film. Besides studying film, I guess I'm just working on my own personal projects and just watching as much as I can, trying to learn as much as I can. So this apprenticeship program is, I think, the right step for me to kind of get my hands involved and be able to work on projects that will make an impact for different communities and different people.
Great. Thank you, Becker. Okay. I'm going to go to right now some of the folks who are part of, I would call them, they were like lieutenants and captains in the boot camp part of this experience, who helped me try to put together a lot more structure leading up to where we are now in launching the apprenticeship program. I'm going to ask if we can get Shane and S. Michelle to give us a little FaceTime. You guys can open up if at all possible. If not, then I will move to Aaron, because he's going to be the last of the young people that we want to introduce. Aaron, if you can open up your, no, you're open. Aaron,
Yeah.
if you can introduce yourself, because you're the only one that I know who's taken the initiative to not only be at Heartbeat, but to be there again without us. So tell us about yourself and that experience.
So I'm Aaron Davis. I do a lot of things, honestly. I dance, I make music. Like, I'm literally a producer. I just sold about 2-3 beats the other day. Yeah, I've been to Heartbeat. I was actually supposed to meet you, Munir, but I heard you were sick, so I didn't get the chance. I was there when Kevin was filming with Kiki Hernandez when they did Cold as Balls. I was there. What's his name? Emmanuel. He's the reason why I was even to get in. Like, I literally asked him, "Yo, you should let me come help y'all film, or not help y'all film, but let me get a gist of it." But not only does it just come with filming, I do a lot of content creating. That's like the thing I want to major in, is content creating. I mean, I see all these content creators doing all these type of promos, all these stuff with other creators. And I mean, honestly, in this era, it's a money making thing. So I want to get to that type of stage where I'm over here making as many connections as I can with people. So being at I literally skipped school just to go see Kevin Hart. That's literally what I was planning on doing. My mom was a little
Don't do that
skeptical.
anymore, man. No more.
Yeah, I graduated like literally what's today? Friday. I graduated on Tuesday. I just
From where?
graduated.
From where? From where?
Saugus High School in Santa Rita. I just graduated, so now I got all the free time to do what I got to do, even if that is just going to apply to a job, make some more money. Like right now, I'm more so focusing on building my, stacking my bread and building my community on TikTok. I'm currently at 30. I'm about to hit 40,000 followers on TikTok right now. YouTube, I think I'm at 300 subscribers right now. Twitch, I'm at 3,000. I have 3,000 followers on Twitch. Like, I'm literally big into the whole filming and music making and content creating. Like, all that stuff is what I am here for. And being in this apprenticeship is more so to not only help me understand more about filming, but to also build my connections along the way. That's why the person that recommended it to me was my uncle. He works for LA County, so he got me into this. So it's just more so just me just trying to get my name out there, put my foot through the door, basically become the next Kai Cenat, maybe even bigger if I really can. You know what I mean? That's my idol right there. So it's just I'm trying to just get my foot through the door, knock down doors. But other than that, yeah, I went back to go visit Heartbeat Studios. Sadly, you weren't there. I got to talk to Kevin just for a little bit, not too long. He seemed kind of busy, so I was just like, go ahead, do what you gotta do. That didn't even bother him. It was a great experience though. I really did get to see all the rooms. I heard there's a couple of comedians in the house as well while we were there. Um, I got to meet more people while I was there, introduce myself to a few more just to make sure they know I will be back. So Emmanuel, if you can or Emmanuel can, just let me know when the next time y'all want me over there, I'll be there. And I'll probably be there earlier before y'all are. So that's that's just what I'm trying to do. Right now I'm focusing more on content right now, just to make sure I can get more events to go to. One of my cousin, he's actually really big on TikTok. He's currently at 17 million on TikTok. And he just hit 1 million on Instagram. His name is Nathan Davis Jr. He was big in like 2020. Now he's like a Christian artist, and one of his songs is blowing up. So he's my mentor when it comes to content creating. So I have a lot of stuff going for me. I will be doing a short film around July. I mean, now I have all the free time to do a short film. I don't have to worry about really. I probably will go back to school next year, but right now this is my gap year to focus on what I got to do. You know what I mean? So that's my goal right now. So like I said, just to build that community and get more connections out there so I can have more things going for me and I don't have to worry about things in the long run. I'm 18. I'm getting all this stuff done now. I'm not waiting until, I turn 20, 30. That stuff is not for me. I like to get stuff done now than later, unless I know I have to be patient for it. That's the only way I'll be patient for something. But if I know I can get it done now, I'm going to try to get it done now before I lose my interest for it.
Wow, Aaron, thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm now going to go to some of the folks who are young, a lot younger than I, who've actually helped to stand up what we got now as a group. That Munir, I want to, be able to offer you a chance to help give us some leadership and direction on how we can be a better, let's say, group of people, humans rather, that are learning how to take advantage of this opportunity and be, again, folks who can actually matriculate through your process to meet all the people that you can introduce us to. The first person I'm going to introduce, and I'm going to go by age. Sonny, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Hey, Munir, nice to meet you. My name is Wyken Sonny Harris. I'm a mentee of Kevin Clark, a mentor with the DAKAR Foundation. I have 7 years experience as a teacher and educator. I focus in the creative agency industry. At 19, that's when my journey began. Unfortunately, I lost my father. He was a forest firefighter captain, and he died during the line of duty. He passed away saving somebody's life, and that always stuck with me. The value and the importance of looking out for others and that personal sacrifice. And at 19, I took that inheritance that I got and I started my own creative agency. I started to employ my friends and I employed people who look like me, who just needed an opportunity and a chance to showcase to the world that they're not just some young, naive, young person. We are creative professionals who are absolutely driven. I turned myself into not only a businessman, but a community activist. I work very heavily in the nonprofit sector. My most notable and most recent nonprofit venture, I actually prevented my friend here, Brayton Kroom, from going homeless during Autism Awareness Month. I personally led a campaign that prevented that. I got him in contact with the DOR, Department of Rehabilitation. I got him a caseworker, and together we actually built a program to help other people on the autistic spectrum to prevent them from going homeless as well. We've been documenting that entire process. So my day-to-day looks like working with my community, empowering young people, and I'm very honored and privileged to Kevin for bringing me on and seeing that I had the capabilities to really help stand up this organization and this program. And it's an honor to work with you and Kevin, and I look forward to these opportunities that we're going to build out for these students and these apprenticeship program. I think it's very important for us to continue to teach the next generation. And I'm only 26, so for me, my journey is still going. I actually just finished teaching at SOLA, which is one of the largest nonprofits in South LA, which is the largest tech and entrepreneurship center, and I actually ran the creative agency class there. So my background is really in education, mentoring, and really developing young people into creative entrepreneurs. And I'll land my plane there. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So again, in order of age, we're going to go with Shane Hyman.
All right. Yeah, Shane Hyman, really a pleasure to meet you as well, Munir. I've been working with Kevin now probably about 8 years. I recently joined the board as well. Little background on myself. I'm a software publisher, a data engineer, and a broadcast engineer. And, I am a director in 2 different companies, and I also started my own tech startup. Although we're a for-profit company, we're all about purpose, driven work. That's why I was so happy to work with Kevin and all the programs that he's doing and the impact that he's making on the community. I personally wanted to build and develop programs and solutions primarily for transitioning foster youth because I came from the foster care system. But of course, when you find solutions at the core and you model them, you know that they can cross over into different markets and demographics and cause a larger impact. So I'll show and tell at the same time, make this a little easier. But part of what I've done besides being the broadcast engineer for a lot of the podcasts is to use, part of my technology stack, which is a full business organizational management software stack to build out the user engagement portal for the apprenticeship program. And it's just a step-by-step instructions. I won't go through all of it, but just to know that it exists, folks can sign up, create their account, set a password, log in and do the onboarding process, which is to fill out the intake form. So we data collect every step along the way. Then they land in their welcome dashboard. And that's the whole point. We're aggregating all the resources into this dashboard so that way folks can go there, and that could be the place that they lead to everything else, right? So the newest steps, and this is for everybody, all the apprentices that are here watching this live or as a replay, we have this additional step, which is the orientation from South Bay Workforce Investment Board. Okay, so you click on that to access the course, and this is where you can watch the video and read the rules, regulations, and guidelines, and then also sign the agreement. So we have the e-sign agreement put there as well. So I wanted to take the time to give that update while also introducing what it is that I do for DAKAR. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I should have saved you for last, but okay. Michelle, can you open your camera if it's possible? And open your mic. If you're indisposed, that's okay. You're here in spirit. Okay. Shoni, you can let us see your face, and I will set Shoni up with a little bit of a story. But if you can at least open your microphone, Shoni, we're going to try and see if we can give everybody their time back and end this thing in maybe the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay.
All right, cool. What all am I going over? I just joined in.
Okay, so we're introducing ourselves to Munir. You've met. I'm going to set this up. So when we first attempted to do the HART training program, almost now 7 years ago, you were part of the first group of people we brought through Heartbeat. At the time, he was the president of the Santa Monica College video production company. Not video company. He was part of their club, their Santa Monica Video Production Club, and we had a really interesting intersection of things I wanted to do, which was to bring youth voice and agency into not only politics, but just how to help them be able to understand governance and how they eventually were going to be part of, the creator tech community, but also taxpayers and citizens of LA County. And so I was able to introduce him to LA County, and he was a paid youth ambassador for Los Angeles County. And they used him as a person who also provided data and information as a focus group on what were the issues and possibly the problems that had to only come from a lens of young people to give back to the LA County Board of Supervisors. So we haven't really done much since then. So 7 years later, he's back again to bring a lot of the knowledge, skills, and capabilities of being a team leader with us. So there you go. So I was doing a little sharp shoe, man. So now you can take it from there, Shoni, and introduce yourself. Munir,
Okay, awesome.
you may remember him, but I'll show you some pictures of how he looked then 8 years ago.
Yeah, I had a small afro at that point, man. It's kind of crazy. But this has been cool. Thanks for having me on again, Kevin. It's always a pleasure to be able to be of service to help bring real youth agency and advocacy within the different programs that we've been trying to run. So a little backstory on me. I was helping Kevin not only live stream events and go and capture events and put together like edits of the different events we were doing at the time. I was also helping him design and create a pipeline to help bring students from high school and college ages and from those demographics into a pipeline where they would get on-hands training and experience with as many of the tools and the latest info within the industry so that they can actually thrive in that industry. They'd have a portfolio by the end of it. They'd have networking connections within that industry, and they would have the chance to get their foot in the door. And that was essentially the whole goal. And that's what I'm banking and developing right now with Kevin and Sunny, who has been a delight for developing, creating that program now in the present day. So it's a pleasure to work with you again. And it's awesome that we have access to this space. In terms of what I do now, I'm mainly a director, writer, and line producer. Right now, I'm working on 2 different TV shows pilots that are in the makings of getting funded. One of them's up for pitch, and the other one's still in development. So I work on developing TV shows, making short films for different things that like different competitions. And on my off time, I'm running a 3D print farm business, and I create costumes and cosplays for bringing in income. So that's literally what I do right now, and what I'm hoping to help lend and extend my knowledge to here is to help build a robust outline and infrastructure with all the current people, all the current spaces, and all the current equipment that we have access to, and software, especially the AI, to the red cameras and Atlas lenses, to really hone in on a proper program that not only educates and gets students prepared for being in the industry as it is now, but to equip them with the tools and the knowledge to do so at a much more rapid and tremendous rate compared to back then before AI was even a thought. And at the same time, give them the opportunity to be a student voice and advocate by not only learning these tools, but then taking it and bringing it back to the community, bringing it back to different community colleges, different high schools, and et cetera, where the students are now being the mentors. They were taught, they were led, they were given the tools. Now they are going to teach and lead and give the tools to the community, and then give them the opportunity to join in on different events and different programs throughout these next 5 years, as we really want to make as strong and as big as an impact as humanly possible. And so I can't thank you enough, Manir, for joining us on the call and allowing us for this opportunity. God bless, and thanks for having me.
Okay, guys, I want to have Manir take us out with remarks for everything heard, but I would ask one more time, can we get everybody's camera up? I'm going to take a screenshot of this because this is important for our recording and documentation of what we're doing for the apprenticeship program. So Shoni, if we can see your face one more time. Yapet, if we can see your face one more time, I'm just going to take a screenshot. Everybody, okay, and Michelle says she can't get her camera on. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. So we're going to wind this one up with Manir taking us out, and then we're going to have some instructions for our Monday after action review to go over the Eventbrite flyer for our open house, because we'll have more information that we'll need to put in there and to give you guys to create the final draft for the submission that I'm going to pay $250 for. So Monday, we plan on taking those Eventbrites and looking at them in our Monday meeting. So Manir, if you can, any thoughts, reflections that you want to have for our group here?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to meet or reconnect with many of you guys. I think the team that you've assembled, and the apprentices that we have on are all exactly what we're looking for. You know what I mean? We're just trying to give people an opportunity to expand, to grow, and it sounds like everybody is here for growth. Everybody wants to learn. Everybody has that desire. So this is the exact these are the exact types of candidates that we've been talking about. You guys are potentially a dream team. Again, the first cohort, we want to make sure that this is successful. As a unit, as a team, we're going to be able to do that. So again, I thank you guys all. I appreciate you, Kevin, for holding it down for the last 7 years. I know this has been a long time in making. We're finally able to see, and we will soon cross that finish line and get this first thing launched. So very excited about it, and I appreciate you guys all for participating. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, thank you, Manir. So last 30 seconds, guys. Monday at 12 noon, we're going to have our after action review. If anybody has any questions, suggestions, or comments before we leave, very briefly, I'll give everybody 30 seconds. If not, then we're gonna end the meeting. Okay, go ahead,
Manir, I have a question for you. As a partner with this apprenticeship program, what is your ideal outcome when it comes to this apprenticeship, and what are your hopes and goals for these apprentices to achieve throughout this process? Like in an ideal world, what can we do?
So it's a great question, and I think the mission statement for me has always been creating opportunities for people to see the possible careers in TV and film that they maybe didn't know existed, or finding or taking the people who have the capacity and the aptitude and being able to connect them with the mentors and the professionals in the industry that will actually be able to help pull you up. Because again, Kevin and I can only do so much, but we can set the stage for you guys to grow with mentors and with other professionals in the field. So an ideal outcome for us would be we go through this program, and at the end, you guys are actually certified through our program. That certification is something that you guys can then talk about. We can connect you with certain, companies, production companies, TV and film studios, etc. But when they see that I went through this program, they'll know that you guys are capable and qualified to do whatever they're expecting you to do.
Thank you for that insight. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome. And I have one question for Munir as well. In terms of access, in terms of setting the stage, I want to make sure that I'm able to streamline things as properly as possible to really get as much laid out in the outline leading up to whatever it is that we do. What access do we have to the studio at Heartbeat? And what is it for, like a 1 day thing, or is this in perpetuity for the program? I think that's like the main things I want clarity on.
I guess that's really on a per need basis, and that's something we can talk about offline. Because if we're talking about setup time, whenever we're not filming, we can make space to have meetings and figure out, or just give you guys tours, or let you guys have access to the space. And then once we start the program, obviously it'll be, those 4-hour blocks per week that will actually be in and making it work. But as far as setup, there will be a day before and sometimes a day after that. If we need to do, if we need to set a stage or create an opportunity, or lighting and things like that ahead of time, we'll do that prior to the workshop or prior to our event, and then afterwards we'll maybe have the day after where we can just tear it all down.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that insight. I appreciate you. At one point, I'd like to talk with you about specifically the upcoming event on the 20th, how long we would have and what we'd have access to, so that we can properly plan out something nice.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Sayana, and then Brayton, and then we're going to be out of here.
Thank you, and thank you for all of this information. I just have a question about the Eventbrite. So I created one, and I also came up with a flyer and an entire idea. How detailed do you want to have the event idea to be until Monday?
Well, I'm going to give you guys, everybody on the Zoom call today, I'll give some more information about some of the things that we could bring in as potential partners to the organization, to the sponsorship for the apprenticeship program. Like, we're really trying to court the County of Los Angeles, not the city, not the state. They are the stakeholders for all 10 million people that live here. And we have a meeting potentially Monday, Wednesday, or Friday of next week that will help set the table for them to bring in some other stakeholders. And it's a big deal. We're meeting with Holly Mitchell, District 2, LA County Board of Supervisor. And I think from there, then we can start to really crystallize what would be in our first event. More of not just an event, an open house, but potentially a mixer where we can introduce these people to the faces on the call and really give them, some kind of a taste making opportunity to understand how they need to help us support and stand this thing up so they can be everything it can be. So that's what I'm looking at, LA County Board of Supervisor insertion into the program. We have X on here who has some potential, let's say, partners, community partnership opportunities with AI companies who are interested in AI filmmaking. And then we also have some friends from Microsoft and Oracle. We just have to be able to kind of stack all these people into one place to see if they can actually make sense of a 1 or 2 hour event. And it might just be a mixer, but I'm not sure exactly how that's going to allow everybody to have a spotlight put on them for the very first one. But that's what I'm thinking about. Is so I'm going to put those elements into an Eventbrite, and then you guys can take what you can to see if you can format them so that we can actually start to envision what our audience would then be able to receive on that date.
Okay, so it's also not completely sure how long the event should be yet, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, we've had events at Heartbeat that have been 2 hours, 3 hours, but it shouldn't be that long because it's not going to be a production. It's really something to introduce ourselves to the selves that are people are going to be supporters, and potentially again, looking at what happens. I have all the confidence in the world that we're going to be able to get support from not only the educational institutions, not only from the Department of Apprenticeship Standards, but from anybody who realizes that this thing is a movement.
Okay.
And nobody's doing this. I mean, nobody like Kevin Hart has offered up their infrastructure, their sound stages and studios to people like us. So it's really an experiment.
Okay.
Okay. And Brayton?
Thanks.
So my question is for Munir. Pleasure to meet you today. Just one question about the program that you have. In terms of, people on the autism spectrum, those who are neurodivergent, or those don't have film experience, media, entertainment experience in total, how will the program benefit those who really want to get their hands dirty, but also make sure they're open to opportunities as well?
So I think the way we're going to structure this program is we're going to introduce a multitude of opportunities in the TV and film space. You're a musician, there soundtracks, you know what I mean, music cues. There will be opportunities for you to find your place in all of these spaces. So I think for us, it's really about saying, hey, look, these are the opportunities. Which one of these do you feel fit your nature? Who's, your character? Which one of these do you feel you will excel in? So then once we present it, it's really up to you guys to say to us, hey, I want to move in this direction. And then from that point, and then we'll connect you with the right mentors. We'll, reinforce whatever you already have, and then we'll help to kind of structure a plan for each of the individuals, and in addition to the group as a whole. So again, ideally, we're going to set you up for success, but it's also going to be up to you guys as individuals to kind of say, hey, I think that I will really fit in this space, and I think that I have the skills and the aptitude to work well in this group. So, I feel like we're gonna lay it out for you like a buffet, and then you're gonna choose which items you want, and then we'll help to support that.
Great. So we have one more question before we give you guys back your time. So Shane, take us out.
Thank you very much. And that was actually so perfect that Munir laid that out, because it speaks to what I was going to say here as not a question, but a final vision statement or excitement statement, right? So what I showed was basically the technology and the platform that runs the operation, but it's really just the first phase of the operation, which is onboarding, right? So I've been excited and anticipating the next phases, which you basically laid out conceptually, but now as a technology, this is part of what we do to create that process of the opportunity exposure, then making their selection, us tracking all of that, them being, you all, from your expertise, being able to structure that plan, and then they execute that plan, which would include the training modules of learning, whether it's online or in person, and then the practical application activities that verify knowledge was learned and applied, and then using all of that data to validate the certifications accordingly. And, just kind of having that in kind of like a consolidated platform and operating system. So it was an excitement statement to dive deeper into the nuances of what you laid out and see how we can map that to the piece of technology that makes it scalable, so everybody goes through the same process and we collect the data and we can just keep running with it.
Love that. Looking forward to it.
Okay, guys. All right. So I'm going to give you guys back the rest of your time, and we will again have some more information to put into our mock Eventbrites. And then again, we're going to showcase the Eventbrites on Monday. I think now we have a total of 5. And so there's still plenty of room for everybody else who hasn't submitted one to do so, because I'm giving away $250 to the best one, and we're going to vote democratically on what is the best. And there's going to be some type of poll. I haven't created it yet, where we can do an anonymous vote on what we think is going to do the best job of representing us. Okay. All right. So thank you guys. And again, we'll be seeing you guys on Monday. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys.
Okay, people.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.